Peace and blessings. I'm Minister Mustafa Abdulhaq Abdallah of the Third Church of Jerusalem, House of Prayer, Temple of God, and also the chairman of the God, Truth, and Love political party. And this is a video response to the Atheist Revolution. Post your thoughts. The question at hand is, if the entire world was full of people who didn't believe in God or gods, what would be the prevailing thought or course of action? What would people be doing? I think that's a very interesting question. You know, I was thinking, and at one point I thought, to give me free my ideas, well, at one point people didn't believe in God. And what did they think of then? Well, they thought of survival. Then I guess at some point they thought of their existence. Then maybe they started thinking of the existence of everything and how they came to be and where everything came from. And all these things that were happening around them. Rain, lightning, volcanoes, tornadoes, earthquakes, fire. And so they became to think the sun. Like, wow, well, I didn't do that. I didn't make that. So something greater than me had to make that. Then at some point they started thinking about money. And we've been thinking about that ever since. So, if we were evolved, as has been said, to a world where people didn't believe in God, I guess at some point we'll still be thinking about surviving. Because if we didn't have unconditional love and uncompromising truth and unequal belief in the world, then we probably still be in the same boat. People are still going to try to figure out where we came from, where we're going, if there's a meaning. And if we don't get rid of money, then we'll still be thinking about money. So that's why we'll be thinking about still money. How do I get it? How do I keep it? And how do I get some more? Excuse me. I was wondering, and it's when I look at the comments I posted. Well, one thing I want to comment on is, this is Mr. What did he say name was? Travates? I think that's how you pronounced it himself. You post something and you said something about a future where when people in the future who do not believe in God or gods and are unimpeded by the actions of those who do. So is it true? So that means that atheists are impeded by religious people. Is that true? And in a way, does it mean that atheists would impede theists if they wanted to continue to, or if they wanted to start developing a belief in God? Because at some point you really start thinking about, hopefully start thinking about and wondering about, man, I mean, I exist. I mean, how is that? You know, you can look at it biologically. You know, my mother and father had sex. You got the sperm and egg cell that come together, and that's how I'm created. But even out of that, you know, still within that, when you think of what all comes out of that, you know, a whole being, and also, you know, thoughts and intelligence also is created with that. And a spirit, as someone might believe that, you know, the soul in us, that power within us that makes our body work and tick and go. And then you just start to try to get appreciation. I think, you know, religion started with just appreciating the wonder and glory about everything that exists, and saying, well, something had to do it. It has to be a higher power somewhere. It has to be a God somewhere. God of gods. I mean, where did this come from? You can say everything's been here forever. Well, you got to respect the fact if you say that everything has been here forever. I mean, forever and ever. Forever is a very long time, if you think about it. How far back in the past can you go? Just think about that. Think how far back forever is. Forever is. So how long has forever been before we came to be? And then how long will forever be after we're gone? So if everything was here, you gotta respect that. And if at one point there was nothing, then how could something come to be? Or how can something just be? As far as we know, everything is created. So, I don't know. It's just so many questions. Like I said, it takes truth. And one thing I want to ask, you know, the major rebuttal I hear a lot of atheists give to people of God is something along the lines of, you can't prove the existence of God. How does it go? Because we can't see God, or in essence, because we don't see a guy standing up in the clouds, just standing there. We don't see a God, then it can't just prove itself. You know, it's like the burden of proof is on people of God. You know, prove there is a God. Well, doesn't it work both ways? Well, prove there isn't a God. Prove that what you see isn't God. Prove that everything you see around you, that when you look in the mirror, that you don't see God. No. But eventually we will be where we will be. But I believe it takes unequal belief, unconditional love, and uncompromising truth to get there. Okay? Peace and love. God bless.